Let us learn today about subject-verb agreement. We will learn the rules first and then we will do an exercise followed by the rules. So this is something we already know. When two subjects are joined by and, then the subject is plural, and that is why the verb is also plural. So the basic rule goes that for a singular subject, there is a singular verb, and for a plural subject, it attracts a plural verb. So in this example, my friend and his mother are in town. Two different people joined with a conjunction and makes the subject plural, and so the verb is also plural. Next one, when two singular nouns joined by and refer to the same person or thing, then the verb is singular. For example, in this sentence we have the captain and coach of the team has been sacked. I am using the article the only once. The captain and coach, not the captain and the coach. So that makes a difference in meaning. When the article is used only once, it means that the same person is the captain as well as the coach of the team, and he has been sacked. But for example, I use the article the twice. The captain and the coach of the team, that means they are two different people and both of them have been sacked. Look at this one. Indefinite pronouns such as everyone, each one, someone, somebody, no one, nobody, anyone, anybody. All of these are indefinite pronouns and they are always singular. So we have the example here. Everyone is selfish, though the meaning is all are selfish. The meaning is plural, but the structure of the sentence makes it singular because of the word every. Every means each one is selfish. We do not use are in this sentence. This rule does not apply to few, many, several, both, all, some, because all these words are used with, let us say, countable nouns, make it plural. A few of my students have registered for the scholarship. Many of them are coming for the picnic. Okay, so I'm using the plural verb with these words. Next one, two singular subjects connected by or, either or neither nor, require a singular verb. See, in this case, both the nouns are singular. My aunt or my uncle is arriving by train today. Aunt singular, uncle also singular, and they are separated by or. So you need to make the verb also singular, because it's either my aunt who is coming, and if she doesn't come, in that case my uncle is coming. So it is only one person who is arriving by train today. And since the structure is of the subject is singular, the verb is also singular. In the next case as well, neither Joanne nor Carmen is available. The subject is separated by neither nor. Both neither Joanne nor Carmen is the subject, but none of them is available. Both of them are not available, but I'm not going to say both Joanne and Carmen are not available. That is a plural subject and a plural verb. But in this case, neither Joanne nor Carmen is a singular subject, though the meaning says both are not available. When you use either or neither nor, then check the noun that comes after or and after nor. If that noun is singular, then the verb is also singular. If the noun after nor is plural, then the verb also is plural. Either Kiana or Cassie is helping today with the stage decorations. So we clearly understand that Kiana is one person, Cassie is another person. But what comes after or is Cassie, and Cassie is singular, and that's why the verb is also singular. When the subjects joined by either or neither nor are of different persons, the verb will agree in person and number with the noun nearest to it. So we know that in this sentence, neither you nor your dogs know how to behave. The verb in this sentence is know, and it is plural because the noun that is very close to it is dogs. Actually, there are two nouns in this subject. You is one noun and dogs is another noun. But you is the first noun that comes after neither. We are not going to be bothered about that. We are only going to be concerned with the noun that comes after nor, because that is the noun which is closest to the verb know. And dogs is a plural noun. That being plural, the verb know also has to be plural. If I reverse the sentence and say, just give me a second. If I reverse the sentence, neither your dogs nor you. Now please understand, you is a singular subject, and I am going to say neither your dogs nor you knows to behave. Okay. Either of the books is fine for math preparation. Either of the books is fine. I'm using only the word either, no or. So if there are no two different nouns, only either is used, or is not used, then we don't have anything after or to consider. So we are going to use only singular for either. But the meaning is both the books are fine for your GMAT preparation. Always remember that when either and neither are used as pronouns, they are treated as singular, and always take the singular verb. That's only either or only neither. If I write the above sentence as neither of the books is fine for math preparation, then I mean to say both the books are not going to be useful for your exam or GMAT preparation, but the subject being neither of the books, the verb has to be singular. Next one, neither the plates nor the serving bowl goes on that shelf. In this sentence, the first noun is plates, which is plural, and the second noun is bowl, which is singular. So we are going to be concerned only with the noun that comes after nor. That being singular, the verb goes is also singular. But in the second sentence, they have reversed the nouns, putting bowl in the first place and plates in the second place. Neither the serving bowl nor the plates coming after nor and a plural noun, attracts a plural verb go and not goes. Go on that shelf. Sometimes the subject is separated from the verb by such words as along with, as well as, besides, not, etc. These words and phrases are not part of the subject. Ignore them and use a singular verb when the subject is singular. So, the politician along with the newsman is expected shortly. Actually, we are expecting the politician along with his newsman. That means more than one person is coming. There are many people coming and they are all expected shortly. But the structure says that the subject of the sentence is politician. Along with the newsman is a phrase that does not become a part of the subject. The subject is only politician, and since that is singular, the verb is, which is singular, is used. Instead of along with, if I use as well as in the next sentence, even that makes the subject attracts a singular verb if the subject is singular. Excitement as well as nervousness is the cause of her shaking. The meaning of this sentence is excitement is the cause of her shaking and nervousness is also the cause of her shaking. But look at the structure. As well as nervousness is a phrase that is included in the middle of the main clause. Excitement is the cause of her shaking. So the subject is excitement, and that being singular, the verb is also singular. In this slide, you may read, use a singular verb with distances, periods of time, sums of money when considered as a unit. When you are talking about it as a single unit, then all these things will attract a singular verb. 3 miles is too far to walk. Now, the subject is 3 miles. It may sound tricky that you may consider it as a plural subject because it is 3, and the word miles also shows that it is plural, but 3 miles is a measurement of distance for you to walk, and it is considered as a single unit. So we are going to consider that as a singular subject, and so it will attract a singular verb. 5 years. 5 years is 5 is a plural number, years is a plural word, but both together are taken as a single unit of time, a single period of time. 5 years is the maximum sentence for that offense. We don't say 5 years are the maximum sentence, is the maximum sentence. $10 is a high price to pay. So for this particular object, $10 is too much. But if I say $10 were scattered on the floor, that means the notes, $10 notes were scattered on the floor. In the second sentence, in the last sentence, the subject is not taken as a single unit because the notes or the dollar bills, they call bills, we call notes, they were scattered. I can say 10 rupees were scattered on the floor. It could be 2 5 rupees, it could be 10 1 rupee coins, it could be anything like that. But if I say a 10 rupee note was fallen on the floor, because it is a single note. So you understand, it all depends on whether the meaning of the subject is singular or plural. With words, sorry, with words that indicate portions, that is a lot of, or a majority of, some, all these indicate portions. We are guided by the noun after of. Check what comes after of. If that noun is singular, then your verb is singular. If that noun is plural, then your verb is also plural. Okay. In this example, a lot of the pie has disappeared. Now I'm using a lot of, but what comes after of is pie. Pie is singular, so I'm using the singular verb has. But for example, the word that comes after of is plural, a lot of the pies. Plural noun, and so plural verb have. So what is important is the noun after of is important. If that is singular, verb is singular. If that is plural, then the verb is also plural. A third of the city is unemployed. That means 1/3 of the population of the city is unemployed. But the noun that comes after of is city, and city is singular. So the verb is also singular. But I'm not going to use city now. I'm going to use people. A third of the people. Then I know that people is plural. A third of the people are unemployed. Person is singular, people is plural. All of the pie is gone, all of the pies are gone. Some of the pie is missing, some of the pies are missing. In all these sentences, please only look at the noun after of and then appropriately use your verbs. The singular verb form is usually used for units of measurement or time. So if you're measuring something, like you're measuring oil, 5 gallons of oil. So that is a huge quantity of oil, but that is all together. So it is a single subject. It is a form of measurement, just like we measured distance. 5 miles is a great distance to walk. In the same way, 5 gallons of oil was required. So for units of measurement or for units of time, the singular verb is used. 5 gallons of oil was required to get the engine running. For measurement of measurement or time, for example, 5 minutes is all I need to get ready. So 5 minutes is all I need. Here, when any of, few, many, several, both, all, some is used with a countable noun. All these words, any one of these words is used with a countable noun, then the verb is plural. Like for example, some men. Men is a countable noun and I am using the word some along with the countable noun. Some men. Plural subject, so plural verb are needed for the battle. But if for example I am using any of these words with an uncountable noun, then it becomes singular, not plural. So when any of, few, many, several, both, all, some is used with an uncountable noun, the verb is singular. As in the example, some milk is spoiled. Milk is an uncountable noun. And used with some makes it a singular subject, and so is the singular verb used here. So check out when you use some or many, are you using it with a countable noun or with an uncountable noun? With a countable noun, plural verb, and with an uncountable noun such as milk, singular verb. With collective nouns such as group, jury, family, audience, population, the verb might be singular or plural depending on the writer's intent. Let us explore what this means. All of my family has arrived, or all of my family have arrived. Most of the jury is here, or most of the jury are here. A third of the population was opposed, or a third of the population were opposed to the bill. Now, if for example, all these collective nouns are united in some matter, then they are singular. But if they are divided in the matter, then they make two groups and the subject becomes plural. For example, I pick this one collective noun, jury. Jury is a collection or a group of judges in the court, or somebody who is going to pass a judgment. So let us say that is jury. All right. So let us say a bill is to be passed, and or a sentence is to be, a verdict is to be given, and let us say there are 5 members in the jury. All right, there are 5 members, and 3 of the members are in favor of a particular statement in the verdict, and 2 others are not in favor of. So the jury was divided in its opinion will be wrong. The jury were divided in their opinion. But if they are united in it, the jury was united in the in their verdict. So the subject is singular or plural depends on whether the whole collective noun group is singular or divided. If it is united, it is singular. If it is divided, it is plural. A number of and the number. The number. So a number of students is always plural. A number of some countable noun, let us say students, the number of students is singular. Now here again you need to check whether you're using the countable noun or the uncountable noun. A number of students are going on the trip. That means many students are going. The number of students registered for the trip is still unknown. So when you say a number of with a countable noun, then it is plural. But when you say the number, then the subject is number. The subject is not students. Then it is singular. In the previous sentence, a number of students, the subject is students. But in the second sentence, the number of students, the subject is number. So that's how it goes. When the percentage or a part of something is mentioned with plural meaning, the plural verb is used. For example, 40 of every 100 children are malnourished. So this is a part, 40 is a part of a bigger group 100. You understand? So it could also mean 40%. 40% of the children are malnourished, or 40 of every 100 children are malnourished. So when you are talking about percentages or a part of something bigger, then you use plural verb if the meaning is plural. Meaning of the subject is plural. Now look at this one. The word were replaces was in sentences that express a wish or contrary to fact. Something that is not actually there, but you only wish could be there. If Joe were here, you would be sorry. Now, Joe is a single person. And we tend to use was for a single subject, Joe. But he's not actually here. Joe was here today. In this sentence, he was here. But I am using if. If only expresses your wish. If Joe were here today, then you would be sorry. So, when something is not a fact, but it is wishful, it is imaginary, then you use plural and not singular. I need to increase the font of this. Just give me a second. Is it visible if I go full screen? Just give me a second. Is it visible, clear?
No, miss. The visibility is there, but
It's not clear.
all the sentences are not there.
All right. I'll put them all in one. Give me a minute. I think this is fine. For each of the following, choose the sentence in which the subject and verb agree. Every one of the shirts has a green collar. every one of the shirts have a green collar. Here with every, it makes the subject singular, and so it is has. Next, so I would put sentence A as the correct sentence and B as the wrong sentence. This singer, along with a few others, play the harmonica on stage. This singer, along with a few others, plays the harmonica on stage. Now, when we use along with a few others, which is a phrase that is not to be considered as a part of the subject is only singer. And when it is singular, singer, I'm going to use plays and not play. So in the second sentence, option B is right and A is wrong. Sentence 3. Sandals and towels are essential gear for a trip to the beach. Sandals and towels is essential gear for a trip to the beach. I would say that actually, why don't we try together? Is there anyone who can, I'd wish instead of me explaining, because you know the rules, I just explained them to you. Please volunteer and give explanations, and then we can discuss which one is right. So, sandals and towels are essential gear for a trip to the beach. Sandals and towels is essential gear. Which is the subject here?
Sandals. And
Sandals?
towels is the subject because it's nearer to the verb.
But that rule is only for either or and neither nor.
Understood. So sandals is the subject.
Only sandals?
And towels.
Both together?
Yes, miss.
So which is the right sentence?
Sandals and towels are essential.
Are essential is right and is essential is wrong. Right, good. Great, thank you. Next one. The president or the vice president are speaking today. The president or the vice president is speaking today. Any volunteer who would like to answer?
Ma'am, B. The president or the vice president is speaking today.
Is speaking is the right sentence. Can you explain why?
Because ma'am, we have to means they are talking about just the one person, either him or this one.
Yeah, one person is going to talk, both of them are not going to talk. So yeah, you are right. Option B is right. Either Cassie or Mary pays the employees this afternoon. Either Cassie or Mary pay the employees this afternoon.
Either Cassie or Mary pays the employees this afternoon. Either one of them will pay, not both of them together.
But you have to consider what comes after or. Right? In either or, what comes after either is not important. What comes after or is important.
Mary is, yeah.
Mary comes after or and Mary is singular. Right. Option A is right and B is wrong. Just give me a second. Either the sculpture or the paintings are in the museum today. Either the sculpture or the paintings is in the museum today.
Either the sculpture or the paintings are in the museum today.
So why did you choose the sentence with are as the verb?
Because after or the subject paintings is plural.
Yes, and since it is plural, the verb also should be plural. Right, you are right. A is correct and B is wrong. Next one, the coat or the hats are in that closet. The coat or the hats is in that closet.
The coat or the hats are in the closet.
Why are?
Because ma'am, or the after the or the hats is plural, so as we have to say the R one.
Yes, you are right. Perfect. Neither she nor I is getting the lunch. Neither she nor I am getting the lunch. Now what?
Neither she nor I is getting the lunch.
Neither she is getting the lunch nor I
Yeah,
am
because
getting the
with
lunch.
either and neither, it's always a singular verb.
But am is also singular, no? Neither she nor I am getting the lunch special. What comes after nor is important. I is singular. Yes, neither I is getting the lunch, I am getting the lunch.
Ma'am, there is even the third option, no?
Yes, are. Neither she nor I are getting the lunch special.
B. Neither she nor I am getting the lunch.
I explained in one of the examples during while giving the rules, when it was you, when I was using you, I used the singular. So in this case, neither she is getting the lunch nor I am getting the lunch. Neither she or now you have to check not just the number but also the person, whether it is a first person or it is a second person or it is a third person. So I is the first person, you are the second person, he, she, it, they, them, all of these are third persons. You have to match not just the number but also the person. So if it is first person, then it will not use, then it will not go with is, it will go with am. And so I would choose option B as the right one. Okay. Any questions in this place? All right. Each of the dancers twirls brilliantly. Each of the dancers twirl brilliantly.
Each of the dancers. Brilliant.
Option A or B?
B.
Okay. Each of the dancers twirl brilliantly. But then it is each. What comes after each? Each of the dancers. When you have each, that means each dancer is twirling brilliantly. Every dancer. Then I would say for example, some of the dancers twirl brilliantly. That is fine. Each of the dancers twirls brilliantly because the subject here is actually each. I would say option A is right. Even if it was every, each, every, all these are singular subjects. Next, mustard greens are my favorite vegetable. Mustard greens is my favorite vegetable. Which one is right?
Mustard green is my favorite vegetable.
Yes, because it is the
Just one it is a particular vegetable name.
What is rai ki ka leaf, that is sarson ka saag, that is mustard greens. Okay, that is mustard green, sarson, the leaves of mustard, the greens of mustard, that is a single vegetable, right? So I know many leaves are there, but then that's a single vegetable. So is my favorite vegetable. You rightly pointed out that the correct answer is B. I am now unsharing my screen to ask if there are any questions or doubts, anything in your mind, or